Hello pool players, Ron here. Welcome once again to the Pool Student Channel, and thank you very much for watching, everyone. I've been excited to put this video together for everybody. This is a video that's going to help those of you that are having trouble predicting how to aim with spin. There's a lot of things that go on when we add spin to the cue ball. Knowing how to compensate for those things and aim properly is key. Now, I've set up two balls along the cushion here. One is a ball width off, and it's in line with the second diamond, and I've got the other side set up the same way. Now, why do I have the two out here? Because I want you to shoot from both sides of the table. There's a huge difference, and you'll know right away what I'm talking about when you go ahead and try this exercise. Now, the cue ball is set center table. Now, I like to use the paper reinforcements because this stops us from chasing our tail. We're duplicating the shot, and we're going to do a lot of experimentation with this exercise. I've also got a spot back here. This is more advanced. As we move further away from these object balls, it becomes a little more difficult. So now the first thing, if you're a new player, I want to stress this, learn how to aim without spin, hit center cue ball so that you can see the ghost ball position. You got to start with a baseline, and that's the general cut shot without spin on the cue ball. So now let's go through some shots and let's talk about them.
First things first, here are 4 cut shots down the rail where we're only using center cue ball. Once again, if you're a new player, get yourself acclimated to the ghost ball position by shooting just center ball on the cue ball before you advance to any spin shots. As you shoot these shots, try to be precise. Try not to hit the cushion on the way in. Also, try to play position to the opposite side of the table by freezing the cue ball against the rail. By playing position on these basic shots, we add in another factor to this exercise. Once you shot from center table, now move the cue ball back to the spot to take a longer shot. As a reminder, always employ sound fundamentals and have a good pre-shot routine as you go through this exercise. Now it's time to advance to spin shots. This first spin shot is with pure outside spin, no top or no bottom, and try to bring the cue ball over to the opposite side of the table to play position on the other red. I would like to reiterate the importance of shooting from both sides of the table. What you're going to discover is that you're going to be better on one side than on the other. This next shot is going to be with low and outside. Try to bring the cue ball above the side pocket in this case, but once again, playing position on the other red. And as mentioned before, try to be precise on your ball pocketing as well as your position to the other side of the table. As you may have picked up, what we're doing here is we're advancing the cue ball up table. So now in this case, we're going to be trying to play position on the yellow that you see at the top of the table. So let's talk about the physics of what's going on here. What makes it so difficult to shoot these shots is that we have to predict how much squirt we have on the cue ball. If you have a higher deflection cue, your cue ball is going to squirt to the opposite direction of where you're striking it. And this makes it tough for us to predict that squirt and bring the aim point to where it needs to be. Another important factor is speed, because speed and spin have to match up. We're basically predicting where the cue ball will end up when it reaches the object ball, and if we don't have the speed and the spin in harmony with each other, we will miss the shot. For this reason, when I'm asked the question, how do I aim when I'm using spin? That is a tough question to answer. As I've pondered this question, I've thought of different ways that I can convey this and articulate this to better answer your questions. The best way I have come up with is to show you the actual drills and methods that I have used to learn how to aim with spin. If you follow what you're seeing right here on this video, I assure you, you will become proficient at aiming with spin. Now let's get back to these shots. Now that we've covered draw spin, now let's take a look at inside follow or inside running spin. These shots require a very different aim point. One of the factors that's involved is the speed of the shot, and you're going to see me gravitate up table, and we're going to have to strike the cue ball a lot firmer, which is going to affect the aim. So now I'm going to try to play center table with the cue ball rather than position on the other red. This will require us hitting the ball a little firmer, thus squirting the cue ball, which requires us to adjust our aim point. Another factor that needs to be noted is throw. When we're using inside spin, we're applying a gearing effect, which will need to be factored in as we take aim on these shots. On the topic of gearing effect, let me share something that I discovered early on when I was playing on leagues. When balls are dirty, there's a lot more throw that you have to account for. So now you see that I'm stroking the cue ball much more firmly, trying to bring it back up table 3 to 4 cushions. As you shoot this particular shot, you will be surprised at how differently you're going to have to aim at your object ball. Once you feel comfortable with shooting this shot, now add a ball and try to play position to it. This shot requires not only inside spin, but also some top or follow. And because we're adding top, the aim point on the object ball will change. By now, I hope you've come to understand that the process is what teaches us how to aim with spin. As you perform this exercise, you will get feedback that you can use so adjustments can be made. Without a doubt, learning how to aim with spin is not easy. It's going to require you to spend lots of hours on the table experimenting. By setting up paper reinforcements and duplicating the shots as I've shown in this video, you will more quickly come to find out the answers to your question, how do I aim with spin? In conclusion, let me ask you this question. Do you have the passion and desire to learn this game? Well, sometimes we have to do the things that others won't do, spending hours and hours on the table shooting the same shots over and over while we experiment with the different spin required to get the job done. This takes Herculean effort, as I put it. When employing a systematic approach to our practice sessions, I call this practicing with purpose. Let me finish up with this last shot and leave some questions and comments in the comments section. This one is a stroke shot with a lot of spin going multi-rails. This is the ultimate goal to reach this level of play based on the video you've just seen. Thanks for watching, everyone, and until next time, like I always say, keep on practicing.